Section 3.1 is rate of change and slope. The goal is to recognize situations in which one quantity changes at a constant rate relative to another. On page 167, we have you can use ratios to show a relationship between changing quantities such as vertical and horizontal change. Rate of change shows the relationship between two changing quantities. When one quantity depends on the other, the following is true. Rate of change is a change in the dependent variable over the change in the independent variable. So in example 1, we have the table shows the distance a band marches over time. Is the rate of change in distance with respect to time constant? What does the rate of change represent? Notice that it says the rate of change in distance with respect to time. So the distance is the dependent variable and the time is the independent variable. So we're going to put the distance on top and the time on the bottom. And we're going to check every single change from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. To check the rate of change, we're going to check the change in distance over the change in time. So to go from 1 to 2, we had a distance of 520 minus a distance of 260 over the time 2 minus 1. So 520 minus 260 over 2 minus 1 gives us 260 over 1. Next, to go from 2 to 3, we had 780 minus 520 over 3 minus 2, which again gives us 260 over 1. The last change is from 3 to 4, so we have 1040 minus 780 over 4 minus 3, which gives us 260 over 1. We could also check this by just looking at the differences on the graph. So from 260 to 520, we add 260, 520 to 780, we add 260, 780 to 1040, you add 260, 1 to 2, you add 1, 2 to 3, you add 1, 3 to 4, you add 1. If these are the same every time, we say that the rate of change is constant. Therefore, we say the rate of change is constant and equals 260 feet over 1 minute. So we say the rate of change represents the distance the band marches in 1 minute. The following few slides have all of this work written out. And then on page 167, we have the first you try, determine whether each rate of change is constant. If it is, find the rate of change and explain what it represents.